Hey guys, welcome back to Whining and Racing. Well, I tell you, we are getting down to the wire. We have got 2 days that we're available to work on both Rallybug and Black Betty to get prepared for a car show. It's called Bugtoberfest, put on by Chirco Automotive here in Tucson, Arizona. And we got a little bit of work to do still. When I was out driving around in Rallybug the last few days, it was bothering my mind. I'm like, boy, did I ever tighten up those front hubs. And sure enough, I get over to Safeway and I took the wheel and I could tell it was a little bit loose. I was able to shake it a little bit. And it's like, well, you know, I better make it home and tighten up those hubs. So I did that. I got on home and I opened up the little hub caps there, and I guess they're called bearing caps, and sure enough, the little Allen screw in there that you tighten up so they don't back up, well, it wasn't even tight. So I went ahead and I tightened up the hubs and went out for another rip. Well, funny thing was, when I hit the brakes, it pulled real hard to the left. I'm like, well, that's not good. So I brought it on home and I went and I adjusted the brakes. So I got a little bit of drag, just a touch. You can kind of hear it there. A little bit of drag, but by tightening this one up and leaving this one alone, it still pulled real hard. So I'm like, well, I guess it's a bleeding issue. So when I bled the brakes, and sure enough, I got some air out of that side. Well, in the bleeding process, I now have no pedal. Goes all the way down. Doesn't pump up at all after bleeding. And it's like, okay, something maybe in the master cylinder. Did I collapse that piston down and it's not coming back? That's a possibility. But before I can drive that to a car show on Sunday, I got to get these brakes working. Another thing I did, and I took care of this the other day, this back hood did not latch. And you see that little piece there, I was able to find that right there, that latch from basically that old the yard sale that I went to. They had the piece of a back of a Volkswagen, and I bought it from them just for that latch. So this guy now latches. That's good. So I got the brakes to fix. That's done. Now yesterday, one thing that always kind of bothered me about this was these corners were never finished off. Whoever cut this bug apart originally, you can tell, especially on this side, they torched it. I mean, they just made a mess of this. So I did a little sheet metal work yesterday to prepare to box in these corners. And you can see right over here, this is the one for the driver's side. I made these little tabs. I can bend these tabs down so they'll fold in and secure to what's left of the Volkswagen body. And this will go on in there and catch the other part. So basically it creates a box to make that corner a lot more sturdy. So one thing I got to do a little adjustment here, be able to suck it back in here, tighten up this edge, and then I can run some beads on down to secure it. I'll secure it all the way down to this framework that I built, and I'll have to do a little fill in here with some sheet metal, and the same on the other side. So all of this work has to be done by Sunday. Now on Black Betty, we've got a problem here. This has got a swing axle. This is a 68, so it's got a swing axle rear end, and as you can see, that boot there is a goner, and it leaks the gear oil right on out. And also, we can get some light on the subject here. This whole corner here, we know the seal's bad in there. So I went ahead, went on down, and I picked up a what they call this axle seal kit. So we got brand new boots for both sides there. They come with the straps to secure it. Lots of nuts and bolts to tighten that up. So it's not a difficult thing. It's really a quick fix there to get that done. We got to pull the drums and do that. Now my son also picked up some drop spindles, but the problem with these is that it's going to also need the disc brake. So, and we got drums obviously on Black Betty. So lowering Black Betty is going to have to wait for another day. We're not going to get that done. But he also picked up, now this is pretty cool because this stuff here will glossen up the patina. So hopefully he can get around to that. As you can see, somebody painted this red on top of this. Don't really care much for that. But he put some paint stripper, and we're actually getting down to the metal there. So maybe we'll spray a little muriatic acid on there and create some rusting there to match the rust here. We'll do something. But then go ahead and give this a coat of that sweet patina sauce and glossing this up a little bit. So that's probably all we're going to get done with Black Betty before the show. We got to obviously fix the oil leak and the wheel seals. We'll go through the brakes and glossing that thing up. That's about it. Oh, my wheels. You see the front wheels, they look fine. The back wheels were a disaster. I am not going to put Rally Bug in a car show with wheels that look that bad. So I picked up some satin white Rust-Oleum, got a Scotch-Brite pad, and these things here, I mean, you talk about stripping paint and rust and stuff, these are just wonderful. You get right on down to it and clean them up real good. So that I'm going to be doing in the morning. In fact, the next couple of days is going to be dedicated to finishing these things off. Get them ready. They won't be finished. They probably won't be finished for years, but this is another issue I wanted to take care of. I put that 2-inch tubing underneath here, but I want to take care of that rust there. Maybe give it a primer coat, because I got to do the patchwork there. So a little bit of body work, a little bit of paint work on the wheels. Main thing, get the darn brakes working, or else I won't even be going to the show if I don't have brakes. I wouldn't make it out of the neighborhood. So stay tuned. Next couple of days are going to be extremely busy, and these two cars are going to come together for the car show on Sunday. And then of course we'll be producing a video from the car show. So like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned, because it's going to be busy next couple of days. Everyone have a great evening.